Welcome back to Tech Nuggets. In this video, I'll give you a quick high-level introduction on Docker and some of the basic Docker commands. Before I get into today's topic, quick channel analytics. This channel is getting very good amount of views. Thank you viewers. However, the conversion from unique viewers to subscribers are very low. So if you are watching this channel first time or not a subscriber yet, please scroll down and hit the subscribe button now and follow me on Twitter. Let's dive into today's topic. Okay, what is Docker? Docker is a software platform that is used to build, test, and deploy applications with its all dependencies, libraries, system tools, code, and runtime as a whole package called container. Docker can be quickly deploy and scale applications into any environment and know your code will run. You are sure that the code will run. And Docker solves the common developer problem of it works on my system and it is not working on your system because it contains the packaged dependencies as a container. One of the common questions we come across is what is different between virtual machines and containers. As we see in the diagram, virtual machines contains the hardware infrastructure which consists of compute, memory, storage and network. On top of that we have hypervisor, that's virtualization engine. Then we have a guest OS and binaries and libraries, then apps. And the same way we can have multiple virtual machines independent of each other, maybe or different OS also we can have. On the other side, containers also have an infrastructure such as compute, memory, storage and network. And then it contains a common single operating system at a host level. On top of that we have a common container engine. Then we have a what we call container, then it contains only binaries and libraries, then application 1, that's per container. And every container will have only binaries and required libraries and binaries and applications, and it consists of each container will have only the dependencies plus applications. It will not have any operating system specific. If you see this way, so the VMs are so heavy. For example, you take any of the VMDK file or the virtual hard disk image size, it spreads in gigabytes, right? Say you take something like Ubuntu, it comes somewhere around 6 to 10 GB. And contrarily, you look at the container image, so it starts as low as 5 MB. That's Alpine Linux version. It starts with 5 MB. So it is lightweight, it's portable and easy to handle it. So the thing is, the container runs on its own namespace, right? And another thing about Docker is most of the Docker images are Linux based. What if there is an application which requires Windows based? Don't worry, already Microsoft supports Windows Core Image and Windows Nano images. However, the host should support Windows containers. For example, certain version of Windows servers supports that, and also Windows 10 Professional and Enterprise editions only supports this. Best example for this is a native ASP.NET application which is based on core images. So far we had seen the high level differences between virtual machine and Docker containers. Let us look into some of the basic Docker commands. Okay, first command is a build command, that is Docker build. It used to build an image from Docker file. And when I say whichever the highlighted one is the actual command, you can note that -t indicates a tag. I can tag my build with a particular name. For example, in this my image colon um, 1.0 is version, and dot, the final dot is indicates this build will happen on the current directory. Okay, next we have a command docker images. This command will list all the images that are locally stored with the docker engine. So that is the command is docker images, or you can say docker image space ls, both will do the same thing. Then we have docker rm. This deletes an image from local image store. The example command is docker rm alpine colon 3.4. So it says that 3 dot alpine 3.4 version will be image will be removed. That's what it says. Okay, then we have a docker push. um, uh, this command push this local image into a repository. So here the repository what we are talking about is the popular one is public one is docker hub. Some of the organization will have their own repository, private repository. Okay, um, so the command will be docker push the image name my repo slash my image colon 2.0, the version name it will be. So it's in order to access docker hub. First of all, it's a public repository. To search and look for a particular image, it's free. However, you want to push any image, you need to sign up with your email id and get a credentials, then you can push. The next command is docker pull. It pulls an image from docker hub repository, docker pull my image colon the whatever the version. And the next command is docker create. It creates a container from an image. The example command is docker create hyphen name. That's a tag which you have to use. And reduce demo, this is the name of the application. When you say hyphen name is a tag, it indicates that you are going to name this image. And it exposes port number 6376 from, this is the from which image it is. So when I say create, it creates an image and prepares to run. It will not run, it will prepare for a run. So the next command is docker run. What this command will do is it will run a container. For example, docker run is nothing but docker create plus docker start. So it is combination of these two, because it will create a container plus it will run a container. That's the difference between create and run. So the example command here is docker run hyphen name of that image, and the minus p, that's a port, expose port, the target port, and the source port. One is within container what is your 8080, and it is exposed outside as a 8080. This is the image. Okay, so by the way, if you are enjoying this content, please subscribe to this channel, that will be helpful. Okay, so the next command what we are seeing here is docker ps. So docker ps is list all the running containers. So one command is simply say docker ps, it will give you all the commands. However, hyphen all if you give, it will show you the even the stopped containers. Okay, next command is docker stop. This command stop a container. Example command will be docker stop container id. Okay, then we have docker kill. This command used to kill the docker container. This is a signal kill, it's like a force kill. The syntax for this command will be docker kill and container id. Then we have docker restart. It restart the stopped container. Example command will be docker restart container id. And the next command will be docker exec. access the running container. For example, say when there is a container is running, I would like to execute some of the command and see inside the container. This is mainly used for the debugging purpose. It's not usually recommended, but it is possible. That is what we can do in this. The syntax for this command will be docker exec execute it, that's interactive, container id, bash, that's a bash is a on the shell mode it will log into. Then you can run your commands, you can list all the things you can do. Then we have a docker logs. This is also to debug your application. This command is used, fetch all the logs from specific or specified container, whichever the container id you are specifying, it will fetch the logs while running. For example, the syntax will be docker logs container id. Okay, so these are the common, some of the common, most used common docker commands. And there are a few more commands, some of the advanced commands like network, list network, add network, all that we have. But just as a introduction, just I am giving you common docker commands to begin with. You can explore more commands and based on your usage, right? So that's all about this video. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next video. And another thing on the next video will be I'm going to show you the basic build, docker build, and also I will show you the process of dockerizing one of the spring boot application, java application, and show you. So docker spring boot application, that is my next video. I will show you in that. See you in next video. Thank you for your time once again.